Konami Studios. Batman issue 105. Man, this is such a fucking awesome book. I really like Titan's ability just to be like, nah, forget it. I'm not gonna do anything you guys care about. Here's Cloud Hunter, here's Ghostmaker, here's Punchline, here's a Joker War. Forget it. Everything I want to do, I'm doing. I don't care what you guys think. I'm doing what I want. This book is just so weird to me because it goes in so many weird directions that I'm just pleasantly surprised by it. Like, I really like Tynan's run. I'm under the impression that you don't have to use every member of the Bat family. You don't have to use every villain. You want to create your own characters? I don't care. Do it. You should be allowed to. We're almost at like 100 years of Batman. If you don't want to tell a Two-Face story, you don't have to tell a Two-Face story. This book is just full of just Tynan being like, yeah, I'm going to do what I want. I don't care. Let's just do it. Let's just have fun. And it's so weird. So the book opens up in a flashback that happened in Argentina, and it's Bruce talking to a young Ghostmaker. And it's the day that Bruce heads back to Gotham, and they're having this conversation. And like I said in every issue with Bruce and Ghostmaker, I really wish they had like a sexual or like romantic history, just because it plays off like that really well. I think having maybe that fascination with each other or that respect for each other in that more romantic way leans itself better to like the arc going forward for these characters than it just being this weird pseudo friendship. Because I think the friendship thing suits better for like the Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne relationship, so I'd prefer this one to kind of be more romantic or sexual. And I don't care. I think it'd be awesome just to see them kiss or something. I will stand by that. I think it'd be hilarious to see and really fun to see because who cares? Who cares? It'd just be cool. So yes, it's the night that Bruce is going back to Gotham, and we see that Ghostmaker's like, this is a bad idea, this is crazy, you're going to get yourself killed in your first 6 months because you don't really understand why this is dumb. Having these attachments and doing it this way is a bad idea, and you're going to just fall down because of it. You're relying too much on your brain and your emotion to actually think clearly. And Bruce is like, well, no. I've told you my whole life, like, I know the way this is doing it. So the mission I've wanted to do since I was a kid, and that's what I'm going to accomplish. And there's even like a plea from Ghostmaker, like, come with me. We'll start in like a small city in Southeast Asia. We'll systematically dismantle the government and the criminal underworld, and we'll get the politicians, and we'll go to the next place and the next place. We'll build a high-tech base, and we'll like have all these different gadgets, and we'll take down gangs and everything. And maybe eventually we'll even go to Gotham City. Like, there is a right way to do this, and doing this based on your emotion is not the right way. There's an art to the way we fight. And even Ghostmaker just gets really pissed at him and punches him. And we see that Batman's about to say his name. We see it's like K-H, so it's like K. And you're like, wonder what his name's going to be. And this is kind of like, if they were romantic together, if they were like kissing and hooking up, this would be the breakup. Because Bruce is like, I can't say goodbye to my past, so I'm going to leave you. And this turns into a shouting match. And it's like, yeah, fine, get out. I don't want to see you again. And if I never see you again, I'll be fine. And just like these two guys who love each other, just like pushing each other away because that's what needs to be done. And it's pretty good. I love it. I think it's actually a really cool idea that Bruce has this guy that he trained with that he's kind of like in love with. I absolutely love that idea. And I kind of like their friendship angle too. I like the friendship fine. I would have preferred them to be jaunted lovers, but that's a different story altogether. So we cut back to the present. Clown Hunter is about to kill Harley Quinn, but through the sheer willpower of being strong and crazy, Batman breaks through his chains, throws a batarang to Harley, and she's able to free herself, and they knock down Bao a little bit, and they're able to get free from their chains, like I said. And then you could just see Harley Quinn's like, look, I get it, you want to kill me, that's fine. But I know how you feel, man, like I've been there too. And people start to forget that, I was a psychiatrist, like I understand emotion and how people are feeling. And we get a really nice speech from Harley Quinn, which is why I really like the way that Tynan handles characters' relationships to Joker. Like, he really makes it believable there could be people that find his like ideas or his ideology very interesting to put forward. And he does it in a different way than he does with Punchline of Harley Quinn, where it's like, Harley Quinn is trying to find herself in this kind of crazy world, and Joker was somebody who gave her like the sight she desperately needed to be seen by. Like, she was just pushed down, and she kind of became a broken person. But when she found Joker, she was able to kind of like finally be heard and be seen in the way she's desperately wanted. which I'm like, that's kind of an interesting angle to take it. So even if it means putting up with some of like the side effects or like the Stockholm syndrome of being with a guy like Joker, she felt like she was finally heard, or she finally had her voice being reached out, which I think is kind of interesting. And it's a really nice speech that she's just giving to Clown Hunter. Like, I don't know your parents, and I don't remember killing them or being irresponsible for something in their death. But if Batman says that's what happened, that's what happened. And I'm sorry if that's what happened. And I'm trying my damnedest to be better than the person I was then. And if that means, like, you're going to kill me now, so be it. Do I deserve to die? Maybe. But if you want to kill me, then do it. And you see Clown Hunter's maybe about to do it, but he stabs the knife into the table, storms out, and you're like, okay, that's fine. We see him crying, and they walk away. I really like the last moments there of Harley and Bruce too, where it's like, thank you. It's like, I mean it, like I'm trying to be a better person. I think that's a really nice thing, and that's kind of like, hey, this is the Harley Quinn we're at now. She's a high pillar at DC. We can't make her the villain. And then we cut to a shirtless Bruce Wayne just ready to fight Ghostmaker. And I want to say, son, I don't know what's going on with this book. I know we are probably got like maybe one issue, or maybe, do we have another issue left before they jump into Future State? It might be one issue left. If not, this is the end before Future State. But you see that as soon as like the battle starts to wage on between Ghostmaker and Batman, the art changes, like a different creative team comes on to do the art. And you're like, that's a big difference just really in the middle of a fight. Because you can see the exact moment where the art changes, and it's kind of weird. I kind of like it. So it's just like Bruce and Ghostmaker fighting, and it's cool. Like, they're just giving like your classic speech, like, we're adults now, there's different ways to do this, and it's fine. But right away they just said, I don't want to fight you, like, we're not going to do this. Like, there is a reason people can change. And Bruce kind of says, like, if I killed Harley Quinn years ago, she wouldn't be the person she is now, and Clown Hunter would be the same. Like, I'm trying to save these people. And they stop fighting, and it's just kind of interesting. Like, actually, it is interesting the way they handle it. And you're kind of just like, oh, it's old friends talking to each other again. And they it's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna leave now, because what's the point in fighting? This is meaningless. It's not gonna mean anything. Kind of wraps it up kind of quickly, which I'm okay with. Maybe that's why we had to get a new artist on board. But the idea also comes into play. Bruce asks him to stay, and he's like, why? Because, I'm getting older, the city's getting younger, I don't have the resources I did, and I could use some allies with money, pretty much. So you could stay with me, and we could be friends again and hang out and have fun. And I'm not going to ask you to stay or wear a bat symbol, but I'd like you to stay. And you could help me be like a new character, but you just can't kill anybody. And he's like, sure, I guess. And he's like, well, why don't we go meet the family? You could meet all my friends. There's Cassandra and Stephanie and Dick. And he's like, nah, that's okay. Let's go stop a circus at the Gotha Orchestra or something. You're like, that's classic. So it's like, oh my god, what a fun ending where like Ghostmaker and Batman just like team up and like run to go solve another crime, and you're like, that's fun. That's fun. Like, this is so dumb and silly. I like it a lot. It's just really cool. And that's how it ends. Like, Ghostmaker's gonna stay in Gotham City, and he's gonna be a new character in Tynan's run going forward, so that's cool. I don't care. That's really fun, I think. What a really silly book that I just really enjoyed, and I think it's a nice, interesting direction for Batman. Now, if I'm reading the end here, it says Clown Hunter story continues in Batman Annual. Batman and Ghostmaker will return in March 2021. So I'm thinking this is the last Batman book until we do Future State. So here you go. Enjoy it while it's here, and if not, that's okay too. So I enjoyed it. I don't know if anybody else was going to enjoy it as much as I did. I just think it's kind of silly and fun, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. So Batman issue 105, I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you could check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. Now, I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.